What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Today, we're going to be looking at the Kizer KUH. Let's get into it. All right, guys, what we're going to do today with the Kizer KUH is we're going to do some size comparisons, profile comparisons, and then we'll check the weight out and then jump into my thoughts and impressions. Let's go ahead and kick it off with a couple of budget knife comparisons. First, the Migron Moyarl, my 2023 budget knife of the year. Love this knife. Medium-sized EDC, both girth and length. The length is very similar, but that is because you do have this lanyard spot on the back. I'm not quite sure what that is for. I didn't see anything in the design aesthetic that hit on it. I just have to assume that is for you lanyard guys out there. Let's go ahead and bring out a more full-size comparison. Here it is against the Civivi Ball Tusk, one of my favorite budget knife offerings from Civivi that hardly anyone is talking about. It's just so surprising to me. Being that it is closer to that smaller one, we'll leave the Moyarl here off to the side to do the profile comparison and move that Bull Tusk out of the way. Here it is against the Civivi Spyderco Para 3 Lightweight. Right in line with that one, if you ask me. Very, very similar in length. You got a little bit more blade here, and that's only because I'm lining it up against this lanyard piece back here. We'll bring out the Spyderco Shaman, my favorite, most carried pocket knife in my collection. As you can see, it's just much larger overall. Let's check those profiles out real quick. I do like doing the profile comparison because it does give you an idea of the thickness of the knife, so you'll know how it'll feel in hand, how it'll carry in pocket, all the good stuff. So these are identical. They are apples to apples as far as thickness and profile, and then we'll compare it to the Moyarl, which should be thicker because it is just a little bit more chunky of a knife, so you can see the Moyarl just a little bit thicker. This does feel fairly lightweight. Let's grab the scale out here. I think I do need to reset the units. I think I hit the button by accident. That's fluid ounces, milliliters, ounces. Here we go. That's the one we want. Hopefully you guys can see that. I am doing this during the day on Saturday, so I have a lot more light here than I'm used to. Coming in even 3 ounces. Good weight, guys. Good weight. Okay, just making sure. I had to rearrange some stuff. I'm trying to find an extension for my camera so I can lift it up a little bit, because I always feel like, it's looking up at me and I'm looking down at the camera, and I always just feel like it's an odd angle. But we're trying something different today. I have it on a box for right now until I can figure out a better overall solution. Let's go ahead and jump into the knife. So the one thing I'm going to jump off on is ergos. If you're new to the channel, I always start with ergos and talk about the knife itself. So it has a reversible deep carry fold over pocket clip. Unfortunately, because of that lanyard hole, it is not going to completely ride deep, depending on how you feel about that. Might care, might not care, but it is reversible. I do like that. I believe the pocket clip was titanium. Nope, steel pocket clip. Okay, couldn't remember. I got a couple Kizers in here, so they do kind of ride together. It is very comfortable. You got a lot of space back here. If you wanted to put your finger in the cutout here, it is 3.5 fingers for me. I do hang off the back. I use this like I do my smock. I actually dedicate the middle finger to that cutout, front finger here on this flat spot, and it's plenty comfortable there. It is a little bit skinnier and smaller, so keep that in mind. That may impact you. I do feel the pocket clip kind of poking at me, but it's not a hot spot. They did a nice job with the radius and the tilt down on there, so you can see it does prevent that from being a hot spot to where it's poking and uncomfortable. This little piece back here on me does kind of dig into the hand a little bit, so keep that in mind with your larger hands. This part here sticking out is poking into the palm, so that does impact the ergos. And it is chamfered all around here. The liners do not stick proud, but they did a nice job making sure that all of that is very smooth, so you don't feel that at all. I love this micarta. This micarta reminds me on what used to be on the Beg Lighter 2. It's a really nice looking micarta. It has a good looking patina to it if you're into that. If you don't, this might not be for you. The button sits very proud. It reminds me of the Cormorant. I think that's how you say it. I don't know if it's the Cormorant or Cormorant, but it sticks up really tall. I did check to make sure that it doesn't have any impact to me as far as hitting the button, and I land way out in front, and it is going to be a little tough to get that to show up on camera because of the black hardware, but I'm out in front of it. For me, my index finger does not land anywhere near it whatsoever. So no issues for me at all. Gosh, my knuckles are white from where I'm gripping it so tall. The geometry, we're going to kick it down to the table real quick so we can just show you some of the cutting. All right, we're in the garage. We got the Kizer KUH. That name still cracks me up. This one's coming in Kizer's 154 cm. They usually do a really good job. This one is coming via the pass around group, so you might be able to tell that there's some marks, and I don't know if that's tape potentially on there, but let's check it out anyway. Nope. Edge feels okay. I can feel a little bit of tearing happening there. Let's check it out through that single ply cardboard. Yeah, it is a thicker geometry. I can tell right out the gate, and not sure why, but it is getting caught up. There we go. There we go. Maybe it was just because I was trying to come in midway through, but you can just tell it is a much thicker geometry on the KUH. But the 154 cm flew through it with flying colors. I did notice there is a little bit of hot spot back here, but we'll jump into that back up upstairs. Let's kick it upstairs. And as you can see there, it was comfortable enough going in hand, going through the cuts, but the geometry on this, it is a shallow flat grind. It is a little bit thicker behind the edge. I think it would have been better for them to make this a full flat grind to make it slicey, or if they would have just done a shallow hollow grind, it would have moved through the materials easier. But I think this would still get a lot of your cutting tasks taken care of. I think it's going to bite plenty well. Kizer does a nice job on their 154 cm. I would have liked to have seen a black washed blade instead of a DLC. The DLC, what's going to happen with that is you're going to easily see any marks that you have from cutting with the knife. So I'm hoping that's picking up for you right there along the edges, where you can see where the prior reviewer and myself have cut with this, and you can just kind of see that. The black wash doesn't completely eliminate that, but it does mask it a little bit better. Good jimping out here, good thumb stud action. We're going to talk about that now. Thumb stud feels good. Front flipper is okay. I kind of run into that issue where this flipper in the back hits it, and I got to remind myself to move down a little bit, but that doesn't make it uncomfortable. It's just not my natural landing spot, if that makes sense, but it does work. I can, but I have to concentrate to do that finger roll flip. It's just not really good for that. I think if they would have done smaller, tighter jimping and maybe cut this back a little bit more, just a little bit, I think it would have been okay, because I don't think it would have messed with the design aesthetics, just to pull it in a little bit tighter, or maybe do the radius a little bit more there. I think it would have worked better. The button lock itself has a little bit of stick, but it's not awful. And then I forgot to bring my seams locked up solid. I forgot to bring my piece of wood up here because I don't want to keep beating it against the display table. Overall, though, it drops shut. No side to side play, no up and down, and it does feel like it has pretty drop shut action. One thing that I do like about this one is it is really clean, but it does look like you need to remove the scales to get to this lanyard pin. I don't know, I imagine, but I don't know because I'm not going to take it apart, that there's hidden screws underneath these scales, which I do like from a clean aesthetic, but you definitely need to take the scale off for the disassembly for this one, it looks like. So depending on how you feel about that one will determine whether or not you like that with this particular knife. Now, the knife is coming in at $76. For that, you're getting 154 cm. You're getting micarta with a steel fold-over pocket clip, and it is a button lock. I do like the Miguron Moyarl because it is under 50. You're getting 14 C28N, not quite as good as the 154 cm. And you're getting G10, and then coming in just over $60 starting price. You can pick up the ball tusk if you like something more full size. Now, these are not apples to apples comparison because this is more of a gentlemanly type knife that is a little bit smaller. So I would probably say you could look at some other options for this. I would probably say my best recommendation if you're interested in the button lock is probably going to be the CJRB Echo. I think that one retains that gentlemanly look, but you can get the AR RPM 9 and titanium for $76, and then the extra titanium pocket clip will put it right at that $99 threshold. So you can get it with the steel, which matches, and then you can upgrade the titanium milled pocket clip and be at $99. So those are just some alternative recommendations. All of them I think are going to have better cutting performance, but as far as the look, if you really like this one, I would say probably this would be okay. I don't love the cutting performance on it. Anyway, that's my full review. Let me know what you think about the KUH down in the comments below. Do you have one? Do you like this one? Are you going to pass on it? The comments do help the channel, by the way. Shout out to everyone out there that leaves comments, likes, uses the links, and is subscribed. Shout out to my members. You're getting early access to this one. Thanks for your support. I hope all of you have a fantastic week, and until next time, peace.